The mirror game. It started as a harmless experiment, just another urban legend Samantha found online. Sit in front of a mirror at midnight. Stare into your own eyes for at least 5 minutes. If your reflection moves first, something is watching. Most people laughed it off as nonsense, a trick of the mind. Samantha wanted to see for herself. So, on a Friday night, she turned off all the lights, lit a single candle, and sat cross-legged in front of the bathroom mirror. She hit record on her phone, setting it up beside her midnight. The house was completely silent. She stared. Her own face looked back. Calm, steady. The flickering candle made shadows dance on her skin. 1 minute passed. 2. Her eyes started to feel dry, but she didn't blink. 3 minutes. The silence became thick. Her ears buzzed. The shadows behind her stretched unnaturally, the flickering light warping their shapes. At 4 minutes, something changed. Her reflection's eyes widened, just a little too much. Samantha's breath hitched. She hadn't moved, but her reflection had. 2. The first sign. The air felt wrong, like the entire house had stopped breathing. A slow, crawling chill ran up Samantha's spine as she sat frozen, heart pounding. Then her reflection blinked first, not a normal blink, a slow, deliberate blink before she did. A tight, icy grip wrapped around her stomach. That wasn't possible. She barely had time to react before her reflection did something else. It smiled. Samantha's lips stayed still, but the girl in the mirror curled her mouth into an unnatural grin. A grin that wasn't hers. And then, ever so slowly, her reflection lifted its hand and waved. Samantha's hands were on her lap. 3. The candle goes out. The candle flickered violently. Then, snap! The flame vanished. Total darkness. Samantha gasped, scrambling to her feet, but the second she moved, she heard it. A voice. "I like this side better." A whisper, coming from inside the mirror. Her stomach twisted as she fumbled for her phone, its screen barely illuminating the room. But when she looked at the mirror, her reflection was still sitting. Samantha had stood up, but the girl in the mirror hadn't. The reflection tilted its head, smiling, watching, and then it moved. Her reflection stood up, inside the glass. "I-4. The switch." Samantha backed up, her breath ragged. No, this isn't real." She grabbed the door handle, but it wouldn't budge. Behind her, the reflection placed a hand against the glass. Its smile stretched wider. Samantha's phone buzzed. Her hands trembled as she raised it. A text message from her own number, unknown. "Turn around." Her blood turned to ice. She didn't want to, but her body moved anyway, and she saw it. The mirror wasn't reflecting the bathroom anymore. The other side showed a room. Just like hers, but darker, twisted, wrong. A place where the walls breathed and shadows twitched. Her reflection was inside it now, and she wasn't. She reached for the mirror, but her own hand pressed against the cold glass from the other side. It wasn't her hand anymore. Her reflection, the thing wearing her face, smiled. And then it turned and walked away, leaving Samantha trapped in the mirror, screaming. V. The last recording. The next morning, Samantha's mom knocked on her door. No answer. She opened it. The bathroom light was on. The candle melted into a puddle of wax. Samantha was gone. Her phone was on the floor, still recording. The last few seconds of the video, a darkened version of the room in the mirror, and a shadow moving away from the glass. Something had switched places, and Samantha was never seen again. But sometimes, if you stare into a mirror long enough, you might see something watching back. And if it waves, don't wave back. Like and subscribe for more. Credits written by your name, narrated by narrator's name.